Centuries ago, art could be described with reasonable accuracy as being either paintings of stuff or sculptures of things. Not today. Today, art can be blotches of colour, a used ashtray, or a man in a bear costume wandering around a room. It's a modern art minefield, so here are some do's and don'ts to help you sound smart about the art. Don't try to define what modern means. Renaissance art was called contemporary art until historians hundreds of years later decided to call it Renaissance art. Art of the time you're living in is contemporary art. All art was once modern art, or is modern art. See? Yeah, it's difficult, so don't try it. Do know your movements. These are easy to define, and the important ones you should know are Impressionism, Cubism, Surrealism, Abstract Expressionism, and Minimalism. Now that you've learnt those, it's very important that you, weirdly, don't go on about movements. Almost no artist associated with those isms wanted to have anything to do with them, so be aware of them, but don't be a bore. Do say, this reminds me of... When standing in front of an artwork, ask yourself this. Does anything about it remind you of anything you've ever experienced? The answer is definitely yes, so start there. But don't say, this looks like... Abstract artists really don't want you to see their work and say, it looks like a microwave. It might look exactly like a microwave. Hell, it might even be a microwave. But don't say it out loud. Don't focus on the price. £5 or £5 million. The value of art has nothing to do with its price tag. 350 grand? I could have done that. It's absolutely critical that you always remember that you didn't do it. Do solicit opinions. Say, it's interesting how he's chosen to juxtapose these colours. What do you think about that? You've just successfully passed the buck while showing you care about someone else's opinion. Feels good, doesn't it? Do say, this raises questions. An old trick, but a good one. For instance, say, this raises questions about sexuality. Trust me when I say you'll never be asked what those questions are.
Ooh.
Do know a couple of galleries. A solid start is committing the names Serpentine and White Cube Bermondsey to memory. Mention their fascinating programming and then change the subject. Do invent a gallery. If no gallery springs to mind, you can try making one up. Just say it's very small and it's in Peckham. For bonus points, don't say gallery, say space. Do know some art terms. Memorise a couple and practice on household objects. For instance, this toaster is challenging yet dynamic. It really engages with the wider kitchen space, especially the visual language of the bread bin. Finally, do trust your instincts. Don't be threatened by art. Remember that no work of art is meant to have one meaning, and there are generally no wrong answers. And if all else fails, just say, this content is really challenging, and tilt your head. Tune in next time for a cheat's guide to wine with me, Simon Bird. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to British GQ by clicking the button below.